Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Algorithm Mind. My name is Hassan Khurram and in this channel I teach programming skills in Python, MATLAB and R programming. I also teach theoretical concept as well as practical programming skills in data science and data analysis. So I request you to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell icon button. So I have been producing a series of tutorial videos on marketing analytics. And now in today's tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to do data visualization for marketing analytics. And the specific libraries we are going to use are Matplotlib, Seaborn, and Plotly. For today's tutorial, we are specifically going to use Matplotlib and Seaborn. And for the upcoming videos where I will teach you how to do advanced data visualization in marketing analytics. So let's move on and actually jump to our practical section of programming. So the first thing we need to do, we actually need to import our important libraries. So I am importing three libraries here. First one is actually Pandas as PD. So by using this Python statement, import Pandas as PD. The second library I'm going to import is called Matplotlib. By using this Python statement, import matplotlib.plot module pyplot as plt, and the last one library I'm going to import is Seaborn. So import Seaborn as SNS. That being said, we are also using a function of SNS library which is called set, and we are passing input argument style is equal to white grid. By setting style is equal to white grid, we make the background a light grid which enhances the readability of chart by adding a subtle background grid to each plot. That being said, now we have imported our libraries. Let's move on and import our data set, which is our customer marketing data set, and it's stored in the file name df_customer.csv, and we are going to import that CSV file. By using this Python statement, we are initializing a variable named data and we are creating its value and then calling read_csv function of PD stands for Pandas library, and passing the input argument which is actually the name of the file. That being said, let me run this block of code for you. Now our data frame have been imported. Our data has been imported and it has been stored as in the form of data frame. So following is a brief description of the data set. We have customer ID, we have gender, what would be the gender of each customer, we have date of birth, we have its location, we call it demographics, we have like whether the customer allowed to be contacted or whether the customer disallowed to be contacted. Then it has registration date, and then it has marketing channel type. What kind of marketing channel does the company use or acquire in order to acquire that customer? So by what marketing channel does the specific customer has been acquired, whether it has been acquired by organic search, affiliate marketing, paid social, which is also advertising. Then we have first order profit. So this is the profit that the company made when the customer actually made a first purchase. Then we have subsequent order profit. Obviously, once a customer buys a product, he might buy another thing and he continues to buy some product from the company. So it will be then this column here, subsequent order profit, will be actually the total profit the company make based on his subsequent orders. Then we have subsequent order counts, like how many times the customer made a purchase after its first order. Then we have total value of all promotion, which is like what the company actually has to pay in order to make the customer buy a product from this company. So, or what is the, like, for in short form, you can say what the discount has company offered to the customer, so the customer can buy more often. Then we have age of customers, and finally the total profit, which is generated by the customer, which is calculated as a sum of first order profit and subsequent order profit. Now you know understand the data. Let's briefly see first few rows of data frame by using this head function. So remember that in data we have stored our data frame. So I'm applying this head function here, dot head, and now you can see the first few rows of the data frame: gender, date of birth, location, age, contact allowed, and so on. So let's move on and actually take that data set and this case study from a marketing analytics perspective. So we are going to discuss about what kind of things we do in marketing analytics specifically that can actually help a business to understand its audience or its customers, and after understanding its audience and customer, it can make a predicted guess, or it can do more specific or target marketing efforts towards that segment of market. So first of all, we will do with customer demographic analysis, which is one of the important aspects in marketing analytics. So let's see and let's go and discuss about gender distribution in customer demographic analysis. Understanding the gender distribution of customers helps in targeting marketing campaigns effectively. Different genders may respond differently to various marketing strategies, allowing for more personalized marketing effects. That being said, let's go on and actually plot the count values of total number of customers that are currently present in a data frame. So for example, I actually am interested in counting what are the total number of customers in our data frame are male, and out of those total customers, what percentage of customers are female. And obviously there are some options that the customer might not to choose that they don't want to define their gender. So in that case, we have a not defined category. So here we will plot our first visualization. So I will go over step by step and line by line, so you can actually understand how this plot was generated. So the first function we are going to use, we are using figure of plot plt.figure, and we are passing input argument fixed size is equal to 8,6. So this Python statement here actually creates a plot space with the width 8 inches and height 6 inches. After the plot space has been created, we are using Seaborn function count plot by using this Python statement here as an s.count plot, and within round brackets we are passing multiple input argument. The first input argument is x is equal to gender, which defines that okay, for our count plot we want gender to be plotted on x-axis. The second input argument is the source of data frame from where we actually taking this gender. So in our case, our data is the data which has been imported earlier by the use of read_csv. And the third input argument is the hue, and we pass its value to gender. So basically it will distinguish the bar plots in different colors based on what kind of gender that bar has. For example, we have like male, it will be some kind of blue, and then we have gender female, it will be different, and not defined will be different. So we define the hue, the differentiation due to color based on gender. Finally, define the palette. It can be anything, but for right now we are sticking with pastel color, so which is a more cool warm up sort of color. Then finally we are setting legend is equal to false. It means that we don't want to visualize or plot the legends in our main plot, which is obvious because we are already defining the unique values of gender in x-axis, so we don't need to actually show the legend in our plot. So this is the count function of Seaborn library, and these are the number of input arguments that you can pass in order to plot a count plot. Next is quite basic thing. This Python statement here will actually add the title to the plot, customer gender distribution. Then this Python statement here will actually label the x-axis as gender, and this Python statement here will label the y-axis as count. And finally this function plot.show round brackets will run the plot in our output in a Jupyter notebook environment. Let me just run this code for you. Now you can see that our plot has been plotted, and we can see our title here. We can see each bar chart is colored differentially because we set hue is equal to gender. So that being said, we already studied the gender distribution. Let's go on and actually study the age distribution. Analyzing the age distribution provides insight into target audience. Knowing the age range of customers help marketers tailor their messaging and product offering to appeal to different age groups. So basically what they are trying to say that it might be possible that an age group a specific age group in the age of 20 to 30 might have different kind of appealing to a specific art ad as compared to an age group of 35 to 40, which might require some other form of marketing effort, which might be totally different from the age group that is currently in 20 to 30. So that being said, that's why we do age distribution analysis. So for this purpose, we are going to plot a histogram of the column age, which will actually help us visualize the age distribution of customers within our data set. So for this purpose, first of all, I'm going to use this Python statement pld.figure and passing input argument fixed size is equal to 10,6. You know that 10 is for width and 6 for height. That being said, now I'm using Seaborn function histplot that will actually plot the histogram, and I'm passing number of input argument. The first input argument is the column with the data frame. So data is the data frame and its column value age. So this specifies that we want to actually visualize the histogram of column age. The second input argument is bin is equal to 40. So this will create 40 intervals of age distribution ranging from like 20 to 23, 23 to 25 and so on. So it will create 40 distributions or range intervals based on the total values from minimum to maximum we had in our data frame. That being said, the third input argument is KD is equal to true, which means that we actually want to plot a kernel density estimate, which actually is actually which shows the density of distribution, and then it gives us the trend of the distribution of the data frame. Okay, so this is the line of kernel density estimate. And finally, we are setting color is equal to sky blue. So we are setting color here for bar charts, for bar to be sky blue, or for histogram to be sky blue. Then finally, we have title, X label and Y label, and finally plot.show function. Now you can see and visualize that our histogram has been plotted, and we can see the distribution of our data. There we can see that the most of the customer for this company lies somewhere in the range of 25 to 35. Now let's move on and actually discuss about profit analysis in marketing analytics. So again, profit is again one of the most important KPI in marketing case study, because we are always looking for maximize the profit by minimizing the advertising spend or marketing spend. So this is where we actually do a more in-depth analysis of our data set. So we have first of all, let's see and discuss about a plot of first order versus subsequent order profit. Comparing profit from first and subsequent order profit reveals customer loyalty and effectiveness of retention strategies. Higher subsequent order profit may indicate successful upselling or cross-selling tactics. For this purpose, we are going to use a function of Seaborn library, which is called box plot. Okay, and that box plot function is a function from Seaborn that creates a box plot which displays the distribution of data through 5 summary statics, which shows the minimum of the data, it shows the maximum of the data, it shows the first quantile, median, third quantile, and maximum. And it also helps us visualize the outliers that are present in that data set. Okay, so in order to plot a box plot, we are going to use this Python statement here. The first one is figure. The second is SNS box plot function. And within those box plot function, we are passing data is equal to data and specifying 2 columns that we actually want to compare side by side. The first column is first order profit and the second column is subsequent order profit. Finally, we add title. We will add Xticks. Xticks actually is help us to label the first plot and the second plot. So 0 is for the first column and 1 is for the second column. So we are labeling first column as first order profit, you can see here in x-axis, and we are labeling the second plot as subsequent order profit, you can see in that in x-axis. And finally, we are labeling y-axis as profit. So let me just run this block of code for you. Now you can see that it has displayed the box plot, but there is some error in our plot. Not a technical error or not a coding error or programming error. It's a an error of concept in the form of data visualization. As you can see that the margin of subsequent offer profit is quite bigger as compared to first order profit. So that's why you can see that the first order profit is quite small to visualize. The outliers, the first quantile, third quantile, and the subsequent order profit is quite big to visualize. So we will tackle this problem in the upcoming plot, where we, instead of actually plotting a box plot, we are going to plot a violin plot, and we are also going to tackle this problem of different magnitude of subsequent profit and first order profit. So what we are going to do, we are going to plot a violin plot that provides more detail on distribution of profits, allowing us to see the density of profit across different regions. This visualization helps us identify patterns in how first-time customers and returning customers generate profit, indicating a potential area of improvement for improving customer retention strategies. So in order to tackle the problem of magnitude of both columns have different kind of magnitude, so what we are going to do, we are actually going to plot two figures in two columns. And for this purpose, we are using this Python statement here, fix comma axis is equal to plt subplot, and 1 stands for 1 row, 2 stand for 2 columns, and then finally we are passing the fixed size is equal to 8 inches and 6 inches high. So by doing that, we are able to plot each figure separately, but in the form of 2 columns, 1 row. So in order to plot our first violin plot on our first row and first column, we are going to use this Python statement here, plt.subplot first row 2 columns, and the position is defined as 1. That being said, we are going to use Seaborn library violin plot function, and we are passing 3 input arguments. The first input argument is y, which identifies that the first order profit will be plotted on y-axis with the density distribution and violin plot, which is also show us the different quartiles. Now the color we are setting color is equal to sky blue, and the third input argument is inner is equal to quartile. It help us visualize the quartiles in the data frame. So for example, this subsequent order profit might have 25th quartile, 50th quartile, 75th quartile. So by using that, it will show a dotted line which help us distinguish that this is the quartile of that data. And finally, we will use this plt title, y label, and grid 2 will actually plot the grid lines as well. That being said, now we are setting the plotting space for the second column. So in that case, we have set the input position to be 2 instead of 1, as you can see in the previous plot. Now we are also creating a violin plot, but right now the y is equal to data subsequent order profit. So in our case, we are plotting the next column, which is subsequent order profit, and we are setting color is equal to salmon, and inner is equal to quartile, and quartile again will show us the 25th quartile, 75th quartile in our data frame. Finally, we will set plot tight layout. It is just for the adjusting the layout to be neat and clean. Finally, this plt or show function. Let me just run this block of code for you. Now you can see that the issue of the margin has been resolved. Now the data is more able, now the whatever your audience might be able to comprehend the data more effectively. They can easily see the quartiles of first order profit distribution, and they can also see the quartiles of subsequent order profit distribution. And that being said, this help us depict a better story in terms of data visualization as compared to the first box plot we plotted. Now let's move on and plot the total profit made by each gender. Okay, so how we are going to do that is quite simple to do. Basically, we are combining two concepts. We are using group by function of Panda data frame, and then we are simply plotting those values with the help of bar chart. And so here, in order to plot the function, we are going to use this Python statement here, plt figure, and fig size is equal to 10,6. Once we done that, now in this Python statement, we are creating an additional data frame, a new data frame, by initializing a variable named gender underscore profit is equal to data dot group by gender. Now this group by gender will actually group the data by gender, and this Python statement here, total profit dot sum round bracket will actually sum the values within that unique gender. And finally, dot reset index will create an additional or new data frame out of the calculation we have done by using this Python statement. So basically at the end of this Python statement, we will have a data frame where we will have a unique where the column gender will contain a unique value of the gender column, and there will be an additional column called total profit, which will contain the sum amount of all gender in it. That being said, now once we have created a data frame, it's easy to plot it in the form of bar plots. For this purpose, we are going to use bar plot function of Seaborn library, and we are passing a number of input arguments. The first input argument is x is equal to gender, which specifies that we want gender to be plotted on x-axis. Then we have y is equal to total profit, which specifies we want profit to be plotted in y-axis. Then we have data is equal to gender profit, which specifies the source of data frame from which these column values will be taken, which in our case is gender profit, which is actually we calculated earlier. Then we are setting hue is equal to gender. So basically it means that each bar chart will be differentiated by the means of color. And finally, we are setting palette color with this. You can set it according to your own taste. And finally, we are setting legend is equal to false, because there is no need to display an additional legend, as we have already displayed the name on x-axis. Now we will simply have like title, y-axis, x label. That being said, now we are using another thing which is called mticker. So we are importing a module called mticker from matplotlib.ticker library. So what is the purpose of this mticker? So it will help us create a formatter that will actually help us to format the axis values in terms of the specific notation we want to give it. For example, you want to give it dollars, you want to give it into percentage. So we can do that with the help of this mticker. So this here Python statement here, after importing it from matplotlib.ticker, we are initializing a formatter, and we are equating its value equal to mticker.str method formatter, and within those round bracket we are passing the notation in the way we want the numbers to be displayed. Here this x colon comma 0 dot f will actually print the values of whatever the data that might be present without any decimals and with comma separated values. And then we were also adding dollar in the beginning of the number. So this way it will help us visualize that, okay, this profit is actually a currency value. So again, remember that when data visualization, whenever you are actually displaying or plotting a chart, this chart has to tell a story, and it has to be comprehensive in terms of x-axis, y-axis, the labels, and the colors that distinguish between those bar charts, and even the white spaces. So which actually will help you to deliver a better data story to your audience. So that being said, let's run this code. Now you can see that we have successfully calculated the total profit made by female gender, the total profit made by main gender, and not defined gender. We can clearly visualize that by using this chart. We can say that there is an opportunity or efforts need to be marketed towards female gender, so that more females might be converted into a loyal customers and they purchase more often as compared to other. And again, for male we are already doing good, so we keep on targeting those customer segment with the current marketing strategies we are currently employed to tackle or to acquire that customer and convert that customer into a loyal buyer. That being said, comparing profit from the first and subsequent order reveals customer loyalty and the effectiveness of retention strategies. Higher subsequent order profit may indicate successful upselling or cross-selling tactics. Now that being said, let's move on and actually study the effect of marketing channel effectiveness, which is again an important aspect in marketing analytics, because this is where your most of the money company has to put in order to acquire customers. So we actually want to see which marketing channel help us acquire more customer, or which marketing channel help us get more profit out of it. So profit by marketing channel. So this is the visualization we are going to plot. This visualization helps us identify which marketing channel yields the highest profit. By understanding channel effectiveness, marketers can allocate resources more efficiently, focusing on the most profitable channels. That being said, we will use the same analogy we have used earlier. We will group the data by marketing channel instead of gender. So first of all, we are creating a plot for the this plot by using this Python statement. Then we are creating a new data frame called channel profit, and we are creating its value called data dot group and using group by function, and then passing the input argument. We want to group data by marketing channel type, and once the data has been grouped, we actually want to calculate total profit made by each marketing channel type. And finally, dot rest index will actually convert that calculation into a data frame. Once the data frame has been created, we will simply use this bar plot of Seaborn library, and we pass multiple input arguments. The first input argument is the column x is equal to marketing channel type. Here we identify, or we tell that we actually want to plot marketing channel on the x-axis. Then we have y is equal to total profit. So the total profit will be marked on y-axis. Then data is equal to channel profit, which actually identifies the source of our data frame, which in our case is channel profit. The next input argument is the palette, and final input argument is hue, where we actually want to distinguish between the marketing channel by the help of color. And finally, legend is equal to false, so we set it to false. And finally, we will have title, x label, x, y label, and finally we are using formatter to change the y-axis. Okay, so here we are creating a formatter, and here in this Python statement we are applying that formatter to y-axis. Okay, by using this Python statement plot.gca round bracket dot y-axis dot set major formatter, and within the round brackets we are passing the input argument formatter. So let me just run this block of code for you. Now you can see that we can have actually calculated the total profit made by each marketing channel type, and we can clearly see that direct, which is actually the customer directly visited the website, generated the most revenue to the customers for the company, and the second marketing channel that was effective in generating profit was organic search. We said that the paid search actually we perform the least better, so obviously there's a room of improvement in every marketing channel type. So we can all further look into the category why paid search is not generating revenue. That being said, so this plot here actually help us visualize which marketing channel contributed to the most profit for company. Now after doing that, let's move on and study about promotional analysis. Okay, so promotion analysis is a column in our data frame where we actually which has the value as to what kind of discount offer was being offered to customer, so he was able to purchase to a company. Okay, so for example, let's say the customer was given a 20% discount, which is worth of $20, or let's say $30. So in that case, the total promotional cost will be $30. That being said, so we are actually interested in studying what is the impact of total promotional cost and the total profit. So whether increasing the total promotional cost will help company to make more profit, or it will help, or it will actually will not be it will not be profitable. So we will actually visualize that with the help of a scatter plot. So we will study the impact of promotions on profit. This scatter plot shows the relationship between promotion used and total profit. And then understanding this relationship helps marketers evaluate the return on investment of their promotional strategies. So first of all, I'm going to create a plot size, plot space by using this Python statement. That's the next input argument I'm going to use called scatter plot. This is a function of Seaborn library. So sns.scatterplot, and passing multiple input argument. The first input argument x is equal to total value of all promotion. So by specifying x is equal to total value of all promotion, we are specifying that we want this column value on display to be displayed or to be used on x-axis. Then y is equal to total profit. So this y should be plotted on y y-axis. That means say data is equal to data, so which provides the source of data frame. In our case, it is named as data. And so from where these column values should be taken. And finally, we are specifying color is equal to orange to make it more appealing to our customers or our audience. Okay. And finally, we will use title, x label, and y label. Now these columns, actually total value of all promotion and total profit, are in the form of currency. So here, after creating a formatter, I'm applying that formatter to both x-axis and y-axis. You can see that y-axis and x-axis. Once I apply that, let me just run this block of code for you. Now you can see that we have successfully plotted our chart, a scatter plot that help us identify the kind of trend we see. We see that with the rising value of promotion, we do actually get more total profit. Okay, but again, that is just an analysis. For this purpose, we will further go towards regression analysis and study the correlation between them as well. So in order to plot a trend line or regression line, we are going to use a Seaborn function which is called regplot. So regplot adds a regression line which represents the trend or general direction of data, so making it easier to see if higher promotional spending is associated with higher profit. So in order to do that, we are going to use the same Python code. The only addition we are going to add is this Python statement here, sns.regplot, and we are passing multiple input arguments. The first input argument is the x data, which is the total value of promotions, and y is equal to total profit, and data is equal to data, which is the source of our data frame. So we are setting scatter is equal to false because in this scatter rect plot, we have already plotted our scatter plot in the first command here. So we don't want to actually plot it again. So we are setting it to false. And finally, we want to distinguish that trend line by a different color. So we will choose color is equal to blue. That being said, we will write a title, impact of promotion on total profit. We will have X label, we have Y label. And finally, we are going to plot the value. So now you can see that general trend, or that so the trend of as we increase that total value of all promotion, our total profit do increase. So by visualizing that, we can see that, or we can conclude that by offering more discounts to customer, a company makes a customer make customer to purchase more from the company, and this will ultimately help a company to make more profit in return. So I hope this tutorial have been helpful. In the upcoming videos, I'm going to use Plotly library, and I'm going to plot some interesting plots for data visualization, such as sunburst plot, radial bar chart, tree map, and Sankey diagram. So I request you to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell icon button. So as soon as I publish those videos, so you can get the notification of those videos. I hope this tutorial have been helpful. If you have any question regarding today's tutorial or regarding marketing analytics or data analysis, feel free to write down your comment. I will be happy to help you out. Thank you for joining me, and I will catch you soon in the next video.